The girlfriend of murdered drug baron Tony Tucker said he would still be alive if pal Pat Tate had been released from jail. Tate, who had convictions for armed robbery and drug offences, left prison 5 weeks before he, Tucker, and another friend, Craig Rolfe, were found shot dead in a lane at Rettendon. And just 2 days before his death, he put a man in hospital in an argument over a pizza. Donna Garwood of Basildon, who got to know Tony at Rackell's nightclub, said if Pat was still inside, this wouldn't have happened. Referring to the Echo, in which Pat Tate's mother claimed her son had gone to the drugs meet only to protect his two pals, Donna said she was still trying to get her son out of trouble, but if anything went on between them, then Pat Tate was involved because the three never did anything without each other. Donna is still trying to pick up the pieces after the ruthless killings and visits 38-year-old Tony's grave nearly every day. She recalled the television news that the three men had been shot in a Range Rover. I just knew it was him. It was Tony's car. When I tried to ring him on his mobile, it was switched off. I had spoken to him that day and asked him when I was going to see him again. He told me he was going to the Global restaurant in Romford with Pat and Craig. She added, he didn't tell me what they were going to be doing before that. It was always secretive. Pat was more open with his girls. Tony had arranged for Donna to live in Tate's flat in Swanstead while he moved into a £250,000 bungalow in Fobbing. Donna said, I did wonder how he was getting his money, but he was not one of these people who would go out selling ease. He had too much respect for that. I never went to his home or the one he owned before in Chelmsford, but that was just because he was such a private man. Tony had 2 teenage children from a previous marriage, and Donna said, his boy was very ill a while ago and he was very good. He spent a lot of time with him. She has kept in contact with Pat Tate's ex-girlfriend Sarah and Craig's common-in-law wife Donna Jaggers. Donna's really bad. Afterwards she has Craig's child. I'm going to see a counsellor now to get myself sorted out. He's hitting me more and more. I feel like a part of me has been taken away. In my eyes, Tony wasn't the drug baron or villain he's been made out to be. He used to say, they don't know me, so who are they to judge? Tony's mother suffered a second blow when relatives broke the news of his death. Husband Roland, 63, died of a heart attack. The tearful mistress of a murdered drug baron broke down in the witness box as she gave evidence at the trial at his alleged killers. Donna Garwood, formerly of Fairview Road, Basildon, struggled to hold back her emotions as she spoke. Tony and Donna began a 2-year affair when they met at Rackell's nightclub in Basildon. Tucker, 38, of High Road, Fobbing, was blasted to death in a Range Rover on a country track in Rettendon. His body was found alongside Patrick Tate, 37, of Gordon Road, Basildon, and Craig Rolfe, 26, of Cowshot Avenue, Chafford 100, on December 7th, 1995. The court had heard earlier from Supergrass, an alleged getaway driver at the time of the murders, Darren Nichols, that Michael Steele of St Mary's Road, Great Bentley, Essex, and Jack Womes of Main Road, Brockford, Suffolk, shot the trio after Tate threatened to kill Steele. He claimed the pair fell out when a drugs deal went wrong. The cannabis involved turned out to be dud. Nichols testified that Steele travelled back to the Amsterdam cafe where he'd bought the drugs and got a refund. Tate met him in the Belgian city of Ostend to take back his share of the cash. Miss Garwood yesterday told the jury that she joined Tate and others to Ostend on November the 16th, 1995. Tate paid for everything, including meals, ferry tickets, drinks and hotel bills. When they reached Ostend, they went to a pub and Tate left him to talk to a man she later identified as Michael Steele, who was waiting outside. She said they came back into the pub together. This guy Michael was carrying a carrier bag. The two men sat at a separate table to the party and talked together for some time. Miss Garwood said later that evening she noticed Tate then had the bag. The court heard how she was asked to identify Steele in an identity parade at Colchester, but did not. Under cross-examination by the defence, she pointed out Steele in the dock. The court also heard yesterday from forensic scientist Joe Willer, who examined Steele's boat 2 days after he allegedly smuggled the dead cannabis into the country. Steele and Worms were arrested on suspicion of drug smuggling, but no charges were brought against them. Mr. Willer said he discovered 262 milligrams of cannabis resin in the vessel. Both Worms and Steele deny the triple murder charges and separate counts of conspiring with Peter Corey, 45, of London Road, Clacton, to smuggle cannabis. The trial continues.